Yes. Have you heard about this test case design techniques? Yes, fantastic. So, guys, can you tell me what are the test case design techniques available in manual testing? So, can you tell me what are the test case design techniques available? Yes, we have something called as error guessing. Very good. Next, after error guessing, yes, we have equivalence class partition. Correct. Yes. In equivalence class partition, again, I have two things. First one is Pressman rule. Second one is practice method. Again, in Pressman rule, how many rules we have? Three rules. Rule one, rule two, rule three. Correct? Yes. After that, the third one, what we have is boundary value analysis. We have something called as boundary value analysis. Understood, everyone? Yes. Is it correct? Yes. Now, in this particular thing, we have something called as country drop down. We have something called as what? Country drop down. What kind of component it is? What kind of component it is? What kind of component it is? It's a drop down, correct? Yes. Now, in this country drop down, like we will be having different country names. So let us assume we have some three country names or four country names. We have India, USA, UK, and Nepal. So these are the four countries we have. Now, if I ask you to test this drop down, okay, I'll tell you, guys. Let us test this country drop down. So I want you to test this country drop down. If I give you some assignment, tell me, will you test this or not? Can you test this drop down or not? Can you test this drop down or not? Yes, 100% you will test. Yes, yes. Now tell me, to test this drop down, will you write any scenarios? To test this drop down, will you write any scenarios or not? Yes, 100% we have to write. We should write. Why? Because to get a test coverage. To get a test coverage, yes or no? Scenarios are very important. It's a proof. We have to write. Okay. Now tell me, what are the test case design techniques you'll apply while writing scenarios for this? What are the test case design techniques you'll apply? Will you apply any test case design techniques or not? Will you apply any test case design techniques or not for a drop down? Yes. Tell me what are the test case design techniques you'll apply? Yes, some answers I'm getting. I'll write the answer also. The first thing is error guessing. Can we apply error guessing? Can we apply error guessing? Yes, 100% we can apply error guessing. Next, can I apply equivalence class partition? Can I apply equivalence class partition? Can I apply equivalence class partition? Yes, I can apply equivalence class partition. Which one I can apply? Pressman rule or practice method? Which one I can apply? Pressman rule or practice method? Yes, Pressman rule. Rule 1, rule 2, rule 3. Which rule we have to apply? Rule 1, rule 2, rule 3. Yes. Listen everyone, listen everyone. What does Pressman rule 1 is telling? It is range of values. But here what we have? India, USA, UK, Nepal, we have limited values. This is set of values, limited set of values. Rule 3 is telling about Boolean conditions. Yes or no? Correct. Now what we have, what I have to apply? Pressman rule 2. Understood everyone? Pressman rule 2 we have to apply. What does Pressman rule 2 is telling? What does Pressman rule 2 is telling? If the input is in set of values, then there are the scenarios for how many? There are the scenarios for yes, one valid and two invalid. It is telling about one valid and two invalid. So from now on, change this definition. All valid and two invalid. All valid and two invalid. Understood? Understood everyone? So what does Pressman rule is telling? What is Pressman rule 2 is telling? If the input is in set of values, then derive the scenarios for all valid and two invalid. All valid and two invalid. Understood? Understood everyone? Yes. Yes, copy this somewhere fast. Test cases for this country drop down. We have to apply the test case design techniques. So what are the test case design techniques we are applying? So we are applying error guessing and equivalence class partition Pressman rule 2. So according to equivalence class partition Pressman rule 2, what is happening here? So we have learned what is one valid and two invalid, but now we are changing all valid and two invalid. So that is what test case design techniques we are applying. So Rabi, no, we are not using that. That I'll tell you where you are going to use it. Okay. Basic one. Okay. So that is from fresher point of view. From experience point of view, it is all valid and two invalid. Okay. Let us take Instagram. I hope everyone knows about Instagram application. Yes. Everyone knows about Instagram application. Yes. Super. This Instagram application has been designed for only 4 countries. How many countries it is designed for? 4 countries. One is India, USA, UK, and Nepal. Only 4 countries it is designed. Now tell me, when you install the application, which country you will select? Which country you will select? So, yes, everyone will select India. So, if any other people, or else we'll try to like the people who are in USA will select this one, or the people who are in UK will select this one, and the people who are in this country will select this one. Correct? No? Correct. But you are thinking from user point of view. We are not users. Who are we? We are test engineers. As a test engineer, I'll try to select something like, or else what is this, China, also some other country. I'll select Germany, Switzerland. Understood? Understood everyone? I'll try to select. Sir, there is no option here. How can we write, sir? There is no option. If there is no option, test is passed. If there is an option, test is failed. Yes or no? Yes or no? As per customer requirement, this particular China I should not select. If I am able to select this one here, it is failed. Yes or no? Is it failed? 100% it is failed. Understood everyone? Is it clear? Yes. Everyone? Yes. So whatever it is not able to there, that is what invalid scenarios is all about. Sir, how can I select it as a set of values? Sir, you can't select. If you are able to select, then test is failed. If you are not able to select, test is passed. I am only telling you can't select, but you should try to select. That is what negative testing is. Understood, everyone? Yes. Is it clear? Yes. Now, how to write scenarios, sir? I'll write two scenarios. I hope remaining people, remaining you can select, you can write. Okay. Verify country drop down is accepting India or not. So this is one pattern of writing. So verify when country drop down is accepting India or not, or else we can also write like this is one more pattern. Okay. So one more pattern. Verify user is able to select India in country drop down or not. So this is one way of writing. Is it clear, everyone? So you can write any of these things. You can follow any of the pattern. There is nothing wrong. And remember, there is no standard format of writing the scenarios. You should follow this. Obviously, we are not working in government organization. Yes or no? If you are working in government organizations, everything should be same. You have to follow everything in a similar pattern. But here, so different companies will be having different patterns or different approaches of writing the test cases or test scenarios. Clear, everyone? Yes. Yes. Now, can you write the scenarios? How many scenarios? I want you to write 6 scenarios. Can you write 6 scenarios? All valid and for 2 invalid? Yes. Yes. Start writing 6 scenarios. Then we'll go for the what is this text field also. Please do it fast. Based on 4 countries. Yes, 4 valid, 2 invalid. Invalid means other than this list, whatever you enter, that is invalid. I want to enter my name. Is it possible? I want to enter my name. Is it possible? I want to enter verify user is able to select money in country drop down. Is it possible? No, it is not possible. If it is possible, test is failed. If it is not possible, test is passed. Understood? Yes. So can you write the scenarios? 6 scenarios. Already I have written one. Still 5 left. 3 valid and 2 invalid. Start. Just changing it from like equivalence class partition Pressman rule 2. So the definition is what? So here if the input is in set of values, then there are the scenarios for 1 valid and 2 invalid. Instead of that, we are writing all valid and 2 invalid. Okay, Logeshwaran? Yes, and then we are writing the scenarios. So just copy the scenarios also. Sir, why all valid means? Why all valid, sir? Only one valid is enough, no, sir. So, okay, I'll write one valid. I'll write India. So, what if it is not accepting USA? Yes or no? Yes, Pavitra. Yes or no? Correct. So, that is the reason we have to derive the scenarios for all valid. Okay. Sir, can we separate values and drop down in a positive separate columns? Jyoti, we can do that, but writing this pattern is enough. So why we need to make it a separate column? Correct? Yes. So everyone done? Done? Everyone done with this? Everyone done with having? Okay. Now there is in CRM application we have a component called as once again. Okay, in CRM application we have something called as campaign name text field. Yes or no? Yes or no? Correct. So we have something called as campaign name text field. Yes. So let us assume this is an assumption requirement. Okay. So this is an assumption requirement. Let us assume customer gave requirement for this campaign name text field as 6 to 121 characters. 6 to 121 characters. Everyone understand? Yes. So what is the requirement for this? Campaign name text field should accept 6 to 121 characters. 6 to 121 characters. Now tell me, if I ask you to test this campaign name text field, will you write scenarios or not? Will you write scenarios or not? Yes, 100% will be writing the scenarios. Tell me, what are the test case design techniques you will apply? What are the test case design techniques you will apply? Error guessing. Super. Next. Equivalence class partition. Which rule? Pressman rule. Rule 1, rule 2, rule 3. Rule 1. Pressman rule 1. Next. Next, what you will apply? What you will apply? Next. Boundary value analysis also I can apply. Correct, no? Yes. Now, shall we derive the scenarios by using this? Shall we derive the scenarios? Now, by applying error guessing, I'll derive 5. 5 is invalid or not? 5 is invalid or not? 100% it is invalid. Yes. Next, I'll derive 1. I'll derive 122. I'll derive 1000. All these are invalid values. Yes or no? Error guessing. Next, equivalence class partition, Pressman rule 1. What does equivalence class partition, Pressman rule 1 is telling? What does it is telling? Yes. If the input is in range of values, then there are the scenarios for 1 valid and 2 invalid. 6 is valid or invalid? 6 is valid or invalid? Valid. Super. Next, 2 invalid. 5 is valid or invalid? Invalid. 122 is invalid or valid? Invalid. Super. Now I'll apply boundary value analysis. What is boundary value analysis? If the input is in range between A to B, then there are the scenarios for A minus 1, A plus 1, B minus 1, B plus 1. Correct? Yes or no? Yes. Now I'll derive the scenarios. A means what? 6. A minus 1, 5. A plus 1, 7. B, 121. A minus 1. Sorry, B minus 1, 122. B plus 1. Sorry, 120. 120. 122. Yes or no? Yes or no? Once you are done with this, once we have done with this, something we have called as test case optimization. Test case optimization. Yes or no? Yes. Do you remember this test case optimization in manual testing classes we have learned? What is this? Remove duplicate values. Remove duplicate values. Correct? No? Yes. Now I'll start removing the duplicate values. 5 once, twice, thrice. 3 times it is there. Yes or no? Can I remove 2 times? Can I remove 2 fives? Yes. 6. How many times it is there? 6. 2 times. I'll remove once. 122. How many times it is there? 1, 2, 3. I'll remove 2 times. Yes or no? Correct. Now, after deriving these many scenarios, how many? 4 plus 3, 7 plus 3, 10, 13. Out of 13 scenarios, 7 are duplicate. Sorry, 8 are duplicate. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Sorry. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay. We have got how many scenarios? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. 7 scenarios are positive, remaining are 7 are correct, remaining are wrong. It's wrong in the sense duplicate. So now tell me, for these 13 scenarios only for doing test case optimization, we are taking this much time. What if we have 1000 scenarios? How much time it will take? It will take more time, no? Yes. Now what I suggest is, if I apply boundary value analysis first, if I apply boundary value analysis first, in this boundary value analysis part, if you observe carefully, 5 is valid or invalid? 5 is valid or invalid? Invalid. 6 is valid. 7 is valid. 122, 120, sorry, valid. 121, valid. 122, invalid. Now, if I apply this, I'm getting what? 2 invalid and 4 valid. Is it correct? Is it correct? Yes. Now, if you observe the Pressman rule one, what is Pressman rule one is telling? One valid and two invalid. One valid and two invalid. That means automatically my Pressman rule one is included in boundary value analysis if I apply. Yes or no? Automatically that rule is included here. Yes. Now, no need of deriving the scenarios again by applying the rule. No need of deriving the scenarios again by applying the rule. Understood? Understood everyone? Understood everyone? Yes. But while telling, we have to tell, sir, if I want to derive the scenarios, I will apply error guessing, equivalence class partition, Pressman rule 1, and boundary value analysis. But here, while applying, first we'll apply boundary value analysis, then we will go for other things. Then 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 what will happen? The test case optimization will be easy. Yes, there are other values also. I'm not talking about other values. Right now, leave this one. I'm talking about these values only. This is also included, Rahul. Don't worry. Yes. Everyone clear with this? Everyone clear with this? Yes. So what happened here? So when I'm deriving the scenarios, everyone observe carefully. Once again, I'm repeating. So when I'm deriving the scenarios for campaign name text field, I'm applying error guessing, equivalence class partition, Pressman rule 1, and boundary value analysis. Boundary value analysis I'm applying. By applying these three rules, I have derived some scenarios. And then by doing something called as test case optimization. I have removed the duplicates. But it is very time taking process. If I'm following this process, it is very time taking. Instead, what I'm doing, first I'll apply boundary value analysis. So by applying boundary value analysis, I have derived two invalid and four valid scenarios by this. If I look into this clearly, so according to Pressman rule one valid and two invalid, he is telling. Yes, it is already I've done. I've already included here. So now what will happen? Just I'll go for error guessing. I will tell, okay, 5. Now I'll derive 4. 4 is an error. I'll derive 122. I'll go for 123. Next, I'll go for 1000. I'll go for 1. It will be easy if I'm doing test case optimization now. Clear, everyone? Understood? So that is the reason what test case design techniques we have to apply first. We have to apply boundary value analysis. Clear, everyone? Yes. So now everyone copy this. Then I'll tell you how to derive the scenarios by applying the boundary value analysis. Copy this. Please copy. Explaining, and you can take the escape. Just take a copy note of it. Okay. Yes. So everyone done? Yes, Surabhi, I have not yet completed. Still it is there. Correct. Whatever you are telling, it is correct. Still it is there. So everyone done? That is invalid. Kavishri. 1 and 1000 are invalid. Okay. Now, guys, tell me. Now, by applying this, what is this? 6 to 121 characters. What customer is telling? 6 to 121 characters. Tell me, what do you mean by characters? What do you mean by characters? Yes, everyone. Alphabets. Okay, alphabets. Next. Numbers, fantastic. Numbers. Next, special characters, very good. Everyone will think this is included in special character. This is included in special characters, but it is not included in special character. It is a separate character. Blank space. Understood? So blank space, it's not a special character. It is a separate character. It is not included in special characters. So now combinations. Can I go for combinations, everyone? Yes. Yes, I'll go for combinations. What is a combination? I can go for alphanumerics, alphabets plus numbers. Next, alphabets plus special characters. Next, alphabets plus blank space. Next, numbers plus special characters. Next, numbers plus blank space. Next, numbers plus, sorry, special characters plus blank space. Yes. Can I go for these combinations? Yes. Next one. Alphabets plus numbers plus special characters. Alphabets plus numbers plus blank space. Alphabets plus special characters plus blank space. Numbers plus special characters plus blank space. Alphabets, numbers, special characters, and blank space. Clear, everyone? Understood? Understood, everyone? Yes. So these are the combinations we can try for deriving the scenarios. Emina, that is also special character itself. Understood? Yes. Copy this, then we will start deriving the scenarios and write the full forms. Write full forms. Manoranjan, we can't go, but if you are able to go, it's failed. Okay, Manoranjan. But according to customer requirement, it is also a character. That's it. Verify user is able to enter life into campaign name field or not. What I have to do? So can in the similar way, can you write for numbers also? Can you write for numbers also? Can you write it for alpha? What's the special characters? Can you write for blank spaces? Simple. Now I'll write for combination. Okay, I'll write for combinations. Alphabets and numbers. Now, can you write the scenarios? Now, what happened? I have applied a combination for 6 scenarios. I have got. How many scenarios I have got? Yes, Harsh Yadav, boundary value analysis. But I am writing the scenarios by applying boundary value analysis. 6. Now, if you observe, with alphabets, I have got how many? 6. With numbers, how many I'll get? 6. With the special characters, 6. Blank space, 6. Combinations, 6. So total, how many combinations I have? 15. How many scenarios? Each combination will get 6. So total, how many scenarios you will be getting? 90 scenarios if you apply boundary value analysis. Understood? Understand everyone? So what happened here? So I'm applying, see, by 5 alphabets, 6 alphabets, 7 alphabets, 120 alphabets, 121 alphabets, 122 alphabets. In the same manner, 5 numbers, 6 numbers, 7 numbers, 120 numbers, 121 numbers, 122 numbers. If I am applying like this, one combination, one character is getting 6 scenarios. Yes or no? Alphabets, you are getting 6 numbers, 6 special characters, 6 blank space, 6 alphabets and numbers, 6 alphabet special characters, 6. Yes or no? You are getting 6, 6, 6, 6, 6. So now how many combinations I have? 15 into each and every combination is getting 6. 15 into 6, I have 90. Now you understood? Now you have clarity, Divya and all? Yes, Rahul. So now how many scenarios you are getting? 90 scenarios you will be getting. So I want you to type all the 90 scenarios plus 60 scenarios by applying error guessing. That means all invalid scenarios. Other than these numbers, whatever you enter that is invalid, yes or no? Correct? Yes. So total 150 scenarios I want you to write. Write in the sense, don't write it in notes. I want you to write it in. I want you to type. Don't write it in notes and all. Don't do. What is this donkey do this? Type. I want you to type. Okay. Yes. Notepad. Yes. Even it is a blank space. Also, you have to write for 5, 6, 7, 120, 121, 122. Okay. Yes.
Okay,
So
sir.
there we can
Thank
go.
you.
Yes. Yes.
Yeah.
Yes, Jyoti. Blank space also you have to write. Surabhi than any other values. Take other values, Surabhi. Neeraj, it is not into 60, it is 6 into 60. Yes, yes, Abhilasha, correct. So you have 6 scenarios, no? 6 scenarios plus 15 combinations. So 6 into 15, 90. Neeraj Sharma. Yes. Other than negative values, I want you to write for negative values. Other than these 6 scenarios.
It is suitable for first four scenarios, right? Alphabets, numbers, special characters, and blank space. Next, in fifth scenario, we have to check alphabets plus numbers, right? That time we It's not acceptable, no?
I didn't get. Come again.
Uh, Suppose if you take negative test scenario as 1, sir.
Okay.
So for one alphabet we can check, for one number we can check, for one
Yes.
special character we can check. But when we are checking the combinations,
That we
uh,
cannot check. Why? Because only one alphabet. No.
yeah, that time scenarios will reduce, right, sir?
Yes. 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 Then we can go for other combinations. So like two numbers or three
Yeah,
numbers. There we can
yeah.
have
If you
combinations.
want to check four combinations, then we have at least we should go for four.
Four characters.
Okay, sir. Thank you,
Okay.
sir, for first alphabets, numbers, special characters, and blanks. Next, when we are checking the combinations, we can change the numbers, right, sir, for negative testing.
Whatever wish, whatever you can do. See, those and all, it's not like it is whatever you can do. That is negative side. That's
Okay,
change a
thank you.
number like this. Alphabets do number, numbers is another number. That is up to you. I want it to be negative. That's it. Whatever you take, that is
Okay.
negative only, other than positive values. Anything in between 6 to 121 is a positive. Other than this, whatever value you take, it's a negative value.
Yeah, yes. So while
Yes.
taking suppose I'm checking alphabets plus numbers. That time, second scenario we can take like verify user is able to enter two characters with combination of alphabets and numbers, like that we can take, right, sir?
Yes. 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 You can go with no
Okay.
issues.
Okay. Thank you.